Ready for a stash tour? Hopefully you, because that is the bulk of what this video is going to be today. My name is Emily, and welcome to another episode of Knitting Out Loud, where I talk about all of the things that I'm making. Today, project-wise, I just have a few updates on 2 projects, and I have 1 small acquisition. But other than that, we're going to jump right into my stash. I'm going to give away 100 grams from my stash, so keep an eye out for anything that you like as we go through this, and stay tuned until the end where I will tell you how you can enter for the giveaway. Last week I had just finished the knitting on baby's favorite blanket, so it was finished, but there was one final step, which was to machine wash and machine dry it, which I was a little nervous about, but I trusted the pattern and the process, and I did that, and it looks so good. So I just wanted to show it to you because it did shrink up quite a bit from where it was last week. It's still a great size for a baby blanket, but I was amazed by how much it even just like tightened. It just tightened everything up and made it fluffy and even more blended together. And once I trim the ends off, it is actually ready to be sent in the mail this time. So I'm very happy to have that finished and ready to go. The only thing that I have been working on for the past week has been my cloud break tee. Last episode, I had just gotten it on the needles. And I have been, as I said, working on it pretty monogamously since then. Here is where we are at with it. I joined it in the round. I got about 1 inch of the body, and then I paused to do the sleeves and the neckline. So now I can just continue on with the body. I'm almost to the lace section. I think I have about 1 inch more of stockinette knitting before I'm ready to get to the lace. The yarn is from Hazel Knits here in Seattle, and I'm using the color Juliet. And then the only other quick update from last week is I had an acquisition arrive in the mail. Hello Lavender did a sale, and I just got this little stitch marker set. Diet Coke stitch marker, and I think it's so cute. So I'm excited that that made it here. My plan for the stash tour is going to be to share who the dyer or the brand is for each yarn, what the content and colorway is, if I know, where I got it, how much I have of it, and the plans, if any, that I have for the yarn as well. But I'm not going to be going in detail with how I have things organized. You'll see a little bit of a natural organization. And then I'm also not going to go into little scraps. I have quite a bit of those that are organized downstairs. But I am going to talk about my leftovers. I have a pretty large leftover basket because that's yarn that's anywhere from 50-ish grams to almost a full skein. So I thought that that would be worth talking about today. All right, I'm going to bring up my stash and then we will go through it. I have 4 plastic bins that I keep all of my yarn in. These are, I think these are shoe bins. We got them from Costco, and my husband also uses them to store his Legos in. He's a big Lego guy. So they are great for yarn too because they have 2 doors. First, actually, how do I want to do this? Hold on. All right, that's better. Okay, now I don't have to be reaching over all the time. I have a bunch of this Red Heart soft yarn. It is 100% acrylic in the color lavender. I think I have 5 or 6 of these left. It is 141 grams per ball in their medium weight, which I think is like a US 8. What is that? DK worsted? I don't really know. I got this locally here from a thrift store actually quite a while ago whenever I was just first getting back into knitting, and my daughter really wants me to make a dress for her out of it. I just haven't been inspired to do so. She also would like the dress to have this yarn in it, so these 2 would be paired together. She really likes purple. You can't tell. This is the Bernat Softy Baby, also acrylic, 140 grams. This is the lightweight size 3 and I have 2 of these. All right, next up is the Purl Soho. This is their Daily Wool Sport, which is 100% superwash wool in the color Guinea Hen. It's basically just a natural and like a charcoal gray marled together. I used this for my traveler hoodie, which I just finished. So I have one full skein, not caked up, left of it. And this is over 100 grams that I just have left over from the sleeves. So I did work with this yarn, but it adds up to a full skein. So if you win the giveaway and you would like this yarn, I'm going to give you all of it because I don't have any plans for this. It was just left from my project and I don't really need to make anything else with it. So it would be yours. This is from Dye Mad Yarns. It is the color Resistance, I believe. This is a full skein of their mini DK base. And I have it caked up because I'm planning to make a hat with it. I was hoping to get to it sooner, but I've kind of put that on hold, probably until the fall. Hold on, I'm gonna let my dogs in. This is probably a good time to mention that I am in a pet-friendly home. They're not really around the yarn all the time, but they are in the house with the yarn. So if you have allergies, you might not want to enter the giveaway. All right, next up, I've talked about this many times before, but this is the Cone of Shame yarn. This is about 1,000 grams of the knitting yarn in DK by Purl Soho in the color Sour Citron. It is a beautiful color, and I have a couple new ideas for what I want to do with this. I'm thinking of making a slip over with it, and then also thinking about using it as almost the neutral color for a sweet shop blanket, because I think that it would be a really pretty blanket paired with a lot of scraps. So no decision made on that yet, but I have plenty of it and I do want to knit it all up. All right, that's it for bin number 1. So I'm going to put this all back in here and get bin number 2. All right, we are on to the next bin. Oh, I have more of this than I thought I did. Okay, this is some more of the Purl Soho knitting yarn DK in the color Ivory Gray. This yarn is 100% merino wool. It is DK weight, 219 yards per 100 grams. Ivory Gray, so I have 2 and a little. How much is left in the little? My little pocket scale that I brought up here because I thought that could be helpful when I get to the leftovers. 225 grams, so 225 grams of this, not bad. I was between, for the slip over that I want to make, I was between this color and the Sour Citron. It's probably going to just come down to how much I have, but I'm not sure what plans I have for this. I have 3 balls of this universal yarns. I believe I got this from websyarn.com. This was a hat, was some like Christmas time kit where you got the 3 hat patterns. Oh my gosh, I can speak. I got 3 hat patterns for these 3 yarns together. So I have the printed patterns somewhere, but they were like paper patterns from Webs. So this is Universal Yarn Deluxe Worsted Tweed. All 3 of these are. Where's the color? This one is Cloud Blue. Oh boy, I don't know if I can say this color. Aegean? Aegean? A-E-G-E-A-N. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's like a teal. Aegean. unclear. Let's hope I can pronounce this one. Oh yeah, I got this one. And this one is Raisin. It's a pretty purple. So I'll probably make the hats at some point. It just hasn't been high on my list of things to make. Did I share this universal yarn is 90% superwash wool, 7% acrylic, and 3% viscose. I have literally a sticky note right in front of me of what I want to share about each yarn, and I keep not looking at it. Now I have 2 skeins of this yarn from Yarnable. I'm not subscribed, but they were doing like a leftover sale, and so I picked this up. It was from December 2023. It's their plush DK base in the color Frosty Fox, and it is 85/25 superwash merino nylon blend. This is from, I'm not sure if this is Fangirl Fibers or Yarnaceous, because it was a kit at, I got it from Flock Fiber Festival in 2024. It was their Flock Doodle kit, and they were all kind of in one booth together, and it has everybody's names on it. So unclear if it is Fangirl Fibers or Yarnaceous. But it is the DK Weight Doodle Bundle. And it is really pretty colors. I think that it came with a doodle kit from Pacific Knit Co. And I think it's sheep. I think it's a sheep doodle. So I'd like to make socks with it, or I might have enough to make just a short cowl. I think that would be cute. All right, and then I have 1 skein. Like, why did I think this was a good idea? What did I think I was going to make with this? So I need help with some of these because I have so many single skeins that I just got because I think that they're pretty without really actually thinking about what I could feasibly make with it. And this is, doesn't say, it's 200 yards of sport weight yarn. Okay, this is from Spin Cycle Yarns, dyed in the wool, in the color Ghost Ranch. I got this from the Lamb & Kid, which is a yarn store on Bainbridge Island. I think the first time I went there because I wanted to get something. And I just haven't found anything yet that I can use one of these for. I can always get more. So I'm just holding on to it for now. I have one of these. So if you have been looking for one skein of Ghost Ranch Spin Cycle yarns, now's your chance. Okay, and that's the second bin. So let me get switched around here. This will be quick because it's all the same base. Hold on, let me just pull it all out here together. Okay, I need to talk about this yarn. I got this from Lamb & Kid on Valentine's Day. They did a 50% off sale of their pink and red yarns. It wasn't this February. So I've had this yarn almost a year. No, oh my gosh, it's May. I've had this yarn for well over a year. And I remember when I got the email that they were doing the 50% off flash sale, I was sitting in the parking lot at Costco waiting for Costco to open and had to immediately panic buy whatever I could find, whatever was left. It was only like an hour into the sale and everything was almost gone. And so I'm like, I just need to get whatever I can get my hands on from Lamb & Kid in their pink and red yarns. So here's what I got. I have, okay, let me actually put it down so I can show you. The first color that I got the most of, and this is where I'm stuck, is the, oh my gosh, okay. All right, Emily, you can do this. I believe in me. I got 10 of the Pop Rocks color, which I knew it was a bright pink. I knew it was bright online. It was obvious. I'm buying hot pink yarn, 10 of them. And it got here and it is so bright. It is probably the brightest yarn I've ever seen. It is like electrifying. It's so crazy pink. It's beautiful. I just don't know what to make with it. I'm really stuck. And I like starting out for the year, I really wanted to use up this yarn. And now I just don't want to rush it. I don't want to force something that I'm not going to love. So I'm just kind of sitting on it. If I need to wait until I can get more colors to mix in with it, I'll do it. It's not hurting anybody by being here. It can be in my stash and that's okay. Okay. But if you have any ideas, please tell me. I was thinking about making a polo, like the moon. I think it's called the moon set polo. I just don't know if I have. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of bright yarn. Okay. Anyways, not what we're here to talk about, but if you have any ideas, you can comment them below. Please tell me what I should make with this. This is the Todd worsted base, 50 grams, I think. Yes. 114 yards per 50 grams. If I have 10, that's 500 grams. Yeah, that's math. It is 65% yak, 35% cashmere. So I am so excited to work with this yarn. I think it's going to be just, it is so squishy and soft. I am excited, but I want to make something special that I'm going to love and not force it. So I have 10 of the Pop Rocks, and then I have 4 of Taffy, which is a much lighter pink. And in my head, I was thinking that they would go together, but I don't know that they do. Tell me what you think. I'm not sure that the colors really like go super great together. But, oh, I should probably just make a swatch, at least swatch both of them and see. So this last bin is mostly single skein. This is all fingering weight. First up, oh, this is, I'm obsessed with this. I need to find something super special to make with this. And if somebody chooses it, I'm probably really going to miss it, but it's beautiful. This is from Willow on the Water. It is the OG Ultimate Sock Yarn. It does not have a color name. It is, so I think that it's a one of a kind, and it is hand dyed in Coopville, Washington, which is on Whidbey Island. And it is where Practical Magic was filmed. And I think that I got this as part of the local yarn store tour, and which would have been 2024. And it is just so speckled and wonderful. I love it so much. I feel like it should be socks, but I don't know. It would be really pretty in a shawl. I just want something so special for it because I think it's beautiful. I thought it would be fun to, if I have other colors in here, to do it as part of like a fade shawl because it has so many speckles. But I think now that I'm saying that out loud, I think it's just like a standalone wow yarn, and I could do a pop of, it's going to be socks. It's going to be socks. A pop of color. Okay. All right. We settled it. Heard it here first. Problem solved. And that, hold on. That is just, it's an 85% merino, 15% nylon. A little bit of everything in here, don't I? This is, ooh, excuse me. This is Knit Picks Stroll Tonal, which is fingering weight yarn, 75% merino, 25% nylon. I got it from Knit Picks. And the color is Poppy Field Tonal. I had gotten this to make socks that look like a pencil. They're really cute, and I do think that I still want to do that. This color was going to be, or is going to be, the eraser of the pencil socks. It is Cascade Heritage 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Color number 5751. I think that has a name, but I don't have it right now. I have a couple more Cascade Heritages, which are the same base, got them at the same time. I think that I got all of those from Webs. Again, probably as part of that same order as the hat yarn. I went a little crazy. This one is highlighter. This one's highlighter pink and this one's highlighter purple. But the pink is 5789 and 5776 for the purple. I didn't get these with any certain plan, but I bought them when neons and neutrals had just come out and neons were like all over the place. And I believe that it was Summer Lee had done a video talking about budget sock yarns that she really loves to use for color work. And this was one of the bases that she mentioned. So of course I got all the colors I could find in it. That's where we're at. And then this is just a bare yarn. It's Valley Yarns from Webs. They're bare undyed yarn. These were leftovers from a Sweet Shop blanket that I made where this was the main neutral color, and then I also held fingering weight yarn double with this. So I used a full cone of this plus some, but I have one left over. I don't know exactly what the content is of that. I think it's 75-25. It's a little splitty, but it was great for its purpose, but it did split kind of easily. Okay, I'm just grabbing right along here. This is from the Yarnologist. It is 100% merino. The Yarnologist is a yarn store in Johnstown, Ohio. And this is one of a kind. It was dyed by the shop owner. So I got this as well because I wanted some Ohio dyed yarn. I got this a year ago last summer. This is also an Ohio dyed yarn. This is McMullen Fiber Co. I believe she's based in Cincinnati. I really love this yarn. It has, I don't know if you can see like the light pink in here, and then it goes into some gray speckling. There's even like a little bit of blue and purple speckles in there. It is just really pretty. This is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. The color is Content. This was part of an advent, the 2023 Wordsworth Collector's Edition advent. I used the minis to make a blanket. I don't know why the name of that blanket is escaping me, but it's like a circle blanket. If I remember, I'll put it on the screen. And this was the full skein, and I just haven't done anything with it yet, but I really love it. I was thinking of making, I think it's the Moon Crush tank, which is not made with a merino yarn. That's kind of what's holding me back, but using 3 of these to make one of those, and that using this would be pretty because I could pull a darker yarn, have this in the middle, then have the other side be like pink maybe. That could also be really pretty for the willow on water. All right, we're coming up with all kinds of ideas. Even though we already solved that problem, it was going to be socks. This is from Trilogy Yarns. It is the color Sand Dune in their plush base, which is 4-ply, MCN 4-ply, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. It is hand dyed in Spokane, Washington, and I think I said the color already, but it is Sand Dune. This is appropriately named Cashmere Cloud. It is from Fidalgo Artisan Yarn and Clothing. I got this when I was on the Puget Sound local yarn store tour in 2024. The color is Skipping Along the Lake, and this is 50 grams. It is 65% cashmere, 35% cultivated silk, and it is so soft. This one came with, this was like the special yarn that they had on the tour, and so the free pattern that the store had was meant to go with this yarn, so I got it. But it is a lace cowl, but it almost looks more like a collar, and it's not something that I think I'll wear a lot, so I need a plan for this 150-gram skein of silk and cashmere. Okay. All right. I never know how to say this brand. Malabrigo? Oh gosh, I hate that. I didn't look this up first. Oh boy, and I can't say the color either. Machida? Really bungling that. This I got also on that same yarn store tour. I picked up a lot of single skeins on that tour, and I have worked through a lot of them, but I have several left, obviously. Okay, I got this at Stilly River Yarns. Forget where that is, somewhere in this area, somewhere in the Puget Sound area. I think they're on the tour again this year. No dye lot, and it is 100% superwash merino. It is this really fun mustardy yellow mixed in with, it looks black probably on the camera, but it's a dark purple. Okay, then we have Dye Mad Yarns, Sparkle Sock Base, 75% merino, 20% nylon. Rhinestone Cowgirl is the colorway. My daughter really wants me to use this to make doll clothes for her Barbies, so I will be doing that, and I'll probably have some left over to make her either a hat or socks. This is from SweetGeorgia. It is a Party of 5 fade. I don't have the color names because I took it out of the pack, but it's really pretty. I don't have it in order either. Let's see here. There we go. There, it's in order. And I don't have the fiber content either. I think that I got it online from Webs. Okay, then I have two 20-gram minis that were a gift in my Purl Soho orders. This one is their linen quill base in the color oatmeal gray. It is made out of 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, 15% linen. It feels really nice. I don't know what I can make with 20 grams besides a swatch. So that'll probably just be a swatch, and then I can see, ooh, I'm already like sneezy from the alpaca. Like I can't with alpaca. I try, I like it, but I can't. And then the second sample is in their knitting yarn DK base, 100% merino wool that I have. So same as the Cone of Shame, same as the gray that I showed earlier. And this is the color Golden Raisin. That I can use for color work or something. Okay, and then I have three, for some reason, don't even know why I got these colors. Oh wait, maybe these are maybe these are for the pencil socks. I'm not sure. Knit Picks Stroll. This is the color Ash, 50 grams. And this is 75% superwash, 25% nylon. Ash. And then we have Cork. And then black. We made it through all 4 bins. Yes, we have. Okay, so this is my big leftover basket. Most of these are pretty close to a full skein. I have my little scale here so I can weigh. And then some of them I remember who it's from, some of them I don't. And I probably don't have the colorway. So let's just get right into it. This one I do remember. This is leftover from my traveler hoodie. It is the Purl Soho Daily Wool Sport in the color Pink Smoke. And I should have pretty close to a full skein because I just used it for the I-cord. Yeah, 98 grams. 98 grams of that. This is Sorella. It was an oopsie. There's no colorway name. This is leftover from my camisole number 5. And I have been holding on to it. I have about 40 grams, call it 40 grams left. I've been holding on to it in case I decide to reknit the neckline of that for a third time. I was just thinking about it again today. I don't know. This is, I believe, I'm pretty sure this is Cascade Heritage again in the color denim, I want to say. I have 88, almost 89 grams of this. I used it for, couldn't even tell you what I used it for. I think it was for doll clothes. I think I made some Barbie jeans out of that yarn. This is coming apart. This is Yarnable. I think the color is Glazed and Amused. I got it with like a donut themed leftover set. It was a 50 gram skein and I have 26 grams left. Here is another Cascade Heritage in the color highlighter yellow. Wow, I'm really impressed that I'm remembering all these color names. I just have used this for heels, toes, cuffs, that sort of thing. And I have 80 grams left. I have one of the like Wooble wobbly stools, so I'm always like afraid I'm gonna tip out of my stool. I can just hold this and I don't have to do all the bending. This is self-striping yarn. It is Blacklight Reactive. I think that it was from, they changed their name. It used to be Geektastic and then they changed it to something else, but I think that they're out of business now. And I got it from Flock, I think. No, I got it from Red Alder, which is another knitting retreat in Tacoma. And I have 58 grams of that left. So that could be another pair of socks. This is another Cascade Heritage. Let's see if we can get all the Cascade Heritage out of the way. This is gray, don't know the color name. And I have, it says I have 100 grams left, 99 grams left. So I don't know what I used that for. This is Cascade Heritage. I want to say the color name is Sky Blue. No promises. I used it for socks. If you can pick leftovers if you want to pick leftovers for the giveaway. I will recake it so that it's nice and not like a sloppy mess if you choose that. I have 37 grams of this. Woo! Any more Cascade Heritage? Yep, just a white. I love this yarn base. I need to get, I say I need to get more of it. How many of these have I gone through that I have? But I need to keep this in mind for garments even because it is just really nice. And it's nice to work with too. I have 75 grams. I think I have more than that. Hold on. My scale is so 87 grams. This is, I think this is Forbidden Fibers. I was in a book club subscription a while ago, and I think this was just like the fiction colorway. I can't remember. This should be about a full skein here. Hold on, I made my scale mad. Yeah, I have a full skein of that, 107 grams. I do think I used it for something, so it must have just been generously sized. Some more Cascade Heritage. This is a dark brown. I use these to make stripy socks with like a very bright blue, and they're so cute. I have 30 grams of that left. I have 4 of these that are a kit for a shawl that I got the pattern for, and I started it. Where's the other color? Here it is. I started it and then I gave up on it, so I just pulled it out and threw it in here. These are 50 grams. I think that it is Earth Fibers, URTH, but I don't have the colors, and they're each 50 grams full. It was a kit. So if you want these, you can have them all together. This is another Sorella Oopsie that I used to make a top. There's leftover, 21 grams left. This was leftover from an Advent. This was the full skein in the Advent. I can't remember who the dyer was, but it was a Gilmore Girls themed Advent. I have 39 grams of that. This is alpaca, so it's gonna make me sneeze again. This is from La Bien Ami. Forget what the base is. I don't remember what the color name is either, but it's very fun. I used it to make a hood for my daughter, and I have 13 grams of that. It is lace weight. This is another Forbidden Fibers leftover. I think it was the mystery month. Each month was a different genre. It's really pretty. I used it to make something, but I forget what. Oh, it at least went into my book blanket, my book cozy memory blanket, and Advent cozy memory blanket. I have 93 grams of that, so almost a full skein. Then I have a lot of Knit Picks. Why did I not think of this earlier? A lot of Knit Picks Stroll leftover from my Stardew Valley socks, and I'm planning to just use them for more socky things. This is Pea Pod. Let's just see here, bring them over a couple at a time. So this is Pea Pod. I have 35 grams. I think this is Hollyberry. 47 grams. I only used 3 grams for this whole socks. This is Rhapsody. 48 grams. This is crazy. That hardly used any yarn. 51 grams of Dogwood Heather. Pretty, I think that's, is that the name? I don't know if that's the name. I think I got that wrong. Because I'm confusing it with this one. I'm not sure. Whatever the purple is. 52 grams. So also barely used, barely touched these 2 yarns. It was like 2 rows. Then I have white. This was not Hollyberry. This is Poppy. I just saw Hollyberry in the bin. I have white. 45 grams. The blue, can't remember the name, 47 grams. I must have had, wow, okay. So much left. All right, this is Hollyberry. $49 grams again. This is navy, which I should have less of because this was both cuffs. 36 grams. Still quite a bit. Like, I probably have enough where you could make a whole other pair of those socks. Which I will not be doing. This is this? I should not be trying to say color names. I don't think this is Rhapsody. This is something else. This is blue. I don't know the actual name. I'm going to give up trying. I have 35 grams of that left, and that was used quite a bit throughout as well. This is some type of yellow. I want to say dandelion, not sure. 50 grams exactly. And I think this is cork. 45 grams. Goldenrod heather. 50 grams. That's crazy. And then the green grass, I think is the name of that one. 28 grams. Okay, good. That one, grass used the most. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. It was the heel and the toe and used quite a bit. So that's all of the Knit Picks stroll. And then I think I'm going to use these colors left over from it to make a pair of socks by Summer Lee, or Sunny Side Up socks. I think those would be cute together. I should have enough. All right, and just the last couple in here. This was from, why did the name just escape me? Oh, this was from the Knitted Wit, who is no longer in business. I think they were Portland based. In the color LOVE. I made a hat. No, I made socks with this, and I have 43 grams left of it. And then these two were part of a kit from Hazel Knits. I made them. There was a red mini as well, and I made stripy, like American flag-ish socks with them. This one is white with red and blue speckles, and then here's the blue. I don't know the actual names, the color, but I have 47 grams left of this one and 9 grams left of the blue. Wow. I have a lot of yarn. I don't think I have a crazy huge stash, but I have plenty of yarn to work with, and it just kind of got my wheels turning for how I want to use some of this up. So it's exciting. I have got to get in and use some of these leftovers for sure. And then I want to use a couple, I want to get some things made with my single skeins that I have over there. I would love to get that willow on the water into a project this year. So that is my yarn stash. I feel like that was a lot, but I'm hoping that you saw something that you liked. And now we are to the fun part, which is the giveaway. So my birthday is 1 week from yesterday, and I would like to celebrate with a giveaway. So you may choose something from my stash if you are the winner. A few disclaimers. I want to keep this to US only. I think that the only people who are watching my videos have been based in the US, so hopefully that's not a problem. And then again, I just want to make it clear that I do live in a pet-friendly home. I have 2 dogs and a cat who are not like rolling around in the yarn, but they're definitely around. So if you have any allergies, keep that in mind. This probably isn't the giveaway for you. But if you would like to enter, please comment below with the yarn that you would choose and what you would want to make with it. And then bonus entry, not really, but if you have an idea for what I should make with that Lamb and Kid pink yarn, please let me know, because it has been weighing on me. I know that I don't have to rush to make something with it, but I just want to find something right for it. So if you have any ideas, let me know, please. I would really appreciate it. So again, to enter the giveaway, comment with what you would like. If you want something from the leftovers, like I know a couple people have plans for some Stardew socks, I'm happy to pair things up and get you to 100 grams with some of those colors. So just let me know if it's a combination of leftovers or a skein that you found in the stash, what you would like from my stash and what you would plan to make from it. And then I will choose from the comments and announce the winner in the next video. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure that you are subscribed. And Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.